Hey guys, so now we're going to try and talk about the relationship between chords and diameters. So once again, we're going to need circles, but first things first, we still need to get rid of the thing on our screen. So you're going to go to the home page, the one with the little house on it. New document. You can either save or not save, it doesn't really matter. I'm not interested, so I'm not going to save. And go down to Add Geometry. Okay, so I need a circle first if I'm going to have diameters and chords. So I'm going to go to Menu, go down to Shapes, and pick Circle. So the little pencil cursor means that I'm about to drop the center of my circle, so I want it roughly in the center of my screen. Press the middle button. I'm going to run my thumb over the trackpad to extend out my circle. I'm going to take it to the edge of my screen, but no farther. So there, got a circle. Now I don't want any more circles, so I need to change what I've got. So I'm going to take my thumb off the trackpad. I'm going to go to Menu. Now chords and diameters are both lines, so I'm going to go to Shapes, or Points and Lines, sorry, and Segment. So Menu, Points and Lines, and Segment. So I want to place my diameter first, so I'm going to start on the edge of my circle. So again, I can move around my cursor with the trackpad, and I want to press the middle button when I'm on the edge of the circle. So I'm going to run this diameter, just moving the trackpad through to the other side, making sure I go through the center of the circle, because otherwise I don't have a diameter. So I'm going to press the middle button again to drop it. Here's my diameter. So now I want to drop a chord. So I'm going to have to drop one on the edge of the circle. Same deal, pressing the middle button. Ignore my cat. Thank you. And I'm going to run the line through to the other side of the circle without going through the center. There. Now I've got another chord. So at this point we want to see what happens when the chord and the diameter are perpendicular, but for that we're going to need an angle measure. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Menu, Measurement, and Angle. So this is going to work largely the same way as before. The important point is that the middle of the angle has to be the intersection point. It really doesn't matter what angle you want to find, as long as you find one of the angles that are being intersected here. So I'm going to start with the point out here, pressing the middle button to make sure I'm starting. Go down to the intersection point. Notice that the screen says intersection point on it. I'm going to drop my second point here, and I'm going to find this angle, so I'm going to take it out to the end. So that tells me that that middle angle that I found is 86.7 degrees. So I want to find it once it's 90 degrees, which is great, but I also want to find both of the sides of the chord that I've now split. So to do that I need side length, so I'm going to go to Menu again. Going to go to Measurement. And now I'm going to pick length because I'm looking for side lengths. So we're looking for both pieces of the chord. So I'm going to start on one end. I'm going to click the middle button and go to the other end, the point of intersection. Now notice, my cursor has the length attached. It's letting me place it wherever I find convenient. I'm going to go ahead and place it here. Do the same thing on the other side. Find the length of this point to the point of intersection. And again, it's going to let me drop that wherever I want it. I'm going to go ahead and place it over here. So now you should have an angle measure and the length of both pieces of the chord you've made. So we don't want to find any more length, so go ahead and press the escape button to get out of all the menus. Now that we can drag things around, I'm going to go ahead and move the angle measure to somewhere a little more functional. I'm going to move it over here. Doesn't matter though. So again, we want to find where the chord and the diameter are perpendicular. So I'm looking to make that angle 90 degrees. So to do that, I'm going to need to move my chord around. You never want to move the diameter. So I'm going to grab one of the points on the chord. You do that by just holding down the center button for a prolonged period of time. And now I can go ahead and just move it. So I'm going to try and get as close as I can to 90 degrees. Largely probably won't be perfect. There we go. So notice these two guys, as I get really close to 90 degrees, are really close to each other as well. Let's try and move that chord one more time and see if anything happens similarly. So I'm going to grab this point this time. I'm going to grab down the middle button and move it. And do the same thing over here until I get it to nearly 90 degrees. And that's fairly close. You see here, once again, they're really close to each other. So it seems like as we get closer to 90 degrees, these two segments are also becoming closer in length. Okay guys, that's roughly it. Thanks for watching.